Okay, so the purpose of this video is to be going over the software component to all of the top churn machines. So every top churn machine is going to have a little screen that looks like this. There's going to be 2 circles on all of them except the one for the V1, which is going to have 1 circle. The circle on the left will control the left pot. The circle on the right will control the right pot. So starting from the top, this machine has 4 different modes. The production mode, the machine is going to be set to a specific temperature. Usually it'll be -10, -11, -12. When it's in production mode, you pour the mix in and it's going to batch until it reaches that temperature. It's going to continuously spin and chill until it reaches that temperature. Once it reaches temperature, it's going to automatically kick into storage mode. In storage mode, it's another setting, usually in the production mode, and whenever it's in storage mode, that means that you're good to serve. So there's also a clean mode, which we can get to in another video, but that's basically just obviously how you clean the pot, and then the night mode. So at the end of every day, you leave the product in the machine, you flip it into night mode, and it'll turn the freezer that is the pot into more of a refrigerator. It'll raise the temperature, stop the spinning, leave it in there overnight. You're gonna come back in the next day and it'll be kind of halfway in between a liquid and solid usually. And then you'll just kick it back into production mode and it will rebatch and it'll still be good the next day. So this is a touch screen. Let's say that's in night mode right now. We wanna take it out and put it into production mode. We're gonna double click and it takes it out. And then to go into the settings, you just click once. You can hit production again. Double click to take it out. So starting with this screen right here, you can see what all of the parameters are. So the night temperature, which is at 1 degree Celsius, the production temperature, which is at -9 Celsius, and then the maintenance, or M, which is the storage mode, is at -11 in this case. And then the V stands for velocity, like how fast, how many rotations a minute is it churning. So you can also look at the pot temperature. So once it's in production mode, the compressor kicks on, you can actually watch the pot chill and it's going to go down until it hits the temperature around -9. So another thing to look at is the machine temperature. So you want the machine temperature to be lower, ideally under 30, but usually from what I've seen, anywhere between like 20 degrees and 45 degrees is okay. But really that's just making sure that the compressor can breathe and nothing is obstructing any of this mesh material, preventing like the heat to escape. So going in here, so you see like flavor 1, 2, 3, you can save up to 18 different flavors in here. So you have all the parameters right here. Let's say these are the gelato parameters. If you wanted to make a sorbet, you can make this slightly warmer, the production temperature, and then you can actually rename it something else. So let's say sorbet, let's do -8, storage, -10, we'll make it slightly warmer. Then to change the name, you go to function set, flavor set, and let's do flavor A, and let's name it sorbet. So that way, let's say your staff comes in and they want to make a sorbet, they can just go in here, they hit the sorbet button in production, and you are just assigning the parameters that you've already determined work the best for the sorbet to the pot. So it can be the exact same every single time. So going back a second, we can look at all the parameters. Just going over all of these. So the production temperature is kind of what I described earlier. It's at -8 right now. So in production mode, once the mix is in there, it's going to chill and spin until it hits -8. And once the temperature sensor reads -8, it's going to automatically stop and then kick into storage mode. So for this case, storage temperature is at -10, so it's going to stay around -10. The storage temperature gap is the next setting, and that's set at degrees. So what that is saying is that in the storage mode, it's going to always stay within 3 degrees of -10. If it warms up past -7, then the compressor is going to kick back on and it's going to start batching again. So you can adjust that to be 1 to 10. So if you want to keep it super tight, you make it 1. For like a battery operated unit like this one, you might want to extend the storage temperature gap just to save the compressor from kicking on over and over again. So the next 2 settings kind of go hand in hand. Storage mixer on, storage mixer off. This, for the most part, there's 2 functions for this. Function 1 is just the appearance, how often you want the machine to be churning for your customers. And then function 2 is just the freshness, mixing everything up, and just keeping the gelato an even consistency. So storage mixer on is how many seconds it's going to be spinning, and storage mixer off is how many seconds it's going to be off. So for 1 cycle in the storage mixer, where it's set right now, storage mixer on for 15 seconds, and then it's going to be off for 120 seconds. Before the motor is going to kick back on for another 15 seconds. So then mixer speed 1, mixer speed 2, that's the next parameters. And obviously, it's just like how fast the blades are spinning inside of the machine. So you can make it as slow as 10 rotations a second up to 100 rotations a second. In production mode, whenever you flip this on, it's going to default to mixer speed 1. So it'll be very fast, how it's set right now, the fastest it can go. And then gradually, as it gets colder, it will slow down to mixer speed 2, which is set at 75. The temperature velocity point is the point at which it changes from mixer speed 1 to mixer speed 2. So right now it's set at -4 degrees Celsius, so it's going to spin at 100 rotations per minute until it chills down to -4, and then it will slow down slightly to 75 rotations per minute. And obviously these are all adjustable. So finally, the storage mixer velocity, that's how fast it's spinning in the storage mode. And then the last thing on this screen is storage motor on and off. So by default, our machines are always going to have this on, and basically what this is saying is in storage mode, it's going to mix from time to time. And it goes hand in hand with the storage mixer on, storage mixer off. If you wanted to have like a decoration of some sort on top and use the machine as more of a pozzetti, just keep it like static, you can turn the storage motor off, and then it will not spin at all once it's produced. Moving on to the second page. Everything on the second page is very similar to the first page. So these are all the night mode parameters. The night mode temperature being the first one, the temperature gap. So if it gets more than 1 degree away from 1 degree Celsius, the compressor is going to kick back on. Same thing, it has a night motor on and off. By default, it's off, but you could turn it on and you make it spin very slowly from time to time if you wanted to. But yeah, by default, that's off. So the same settings as before with the storage mode. Mixer on, and night keep mixer off. Spins for 10 seconds, and it's off for 120 seconds. And then night mixer velocity is how fast it's spinning. Yeah, so for a high level, that's the software component of our top churn machines.